My name is Jorge Zornberg from the University of Texas at Austin in the US, and I'm very pleased to present this paper here at the International Conference on Geotechnical Engineering Education, along with my co-authors, Dr. Nathalie Tooze from INRAE, which is France's National Research Institute for Agriculture, Food, and the Environment, and Professor Enio Palmeira from the University of Brasilia in Brazil. The three of us, in different ways, but we have served in leadership positions within the IGS, the International Geosynthetics Society. Dr. Tooze currently serves as the Vice President for the Society. Professor Palmeira is the founder and first president of the Brazilian chapter of the Society, and I served as the Society's president from 2010 to 2014. For this international educational initiative, we have identified a very important need, which is to provide early exposure to geosynthetics by undergraduate civil engineering students and within the context of the geomaterials that they are. This is particularly important because geosynthetics constitute a comparatively new technology within civil engineering. It has become essential that geosynthetics education be introduced at the undergraduate level, and we may need some help with that. And the focus is that when we first introduce our undergraduate students to the gravels and boulders, and also to sands, perhaps well graded and poorly graded, and to silts, plastic or non-plastic, and to clays, and maybe we introduce them at this point to some important concepts on their mineralogy. We also introduce them to the existence of another type of geomaterials, which are the geosynthetics. So we have identified an important need, but also we have identified an important opportunity, industry-academia collaboration. The industry-academic collaboration that comes with a number of benefits to educators, such as professional development support, perhaps support to young instructors, and to strengthen a community that focuses on engineering education, a community that is not only constituted by professors, by educators, but also by professionals, and potentially the opportunity for an increased pedagogical content in specific areas where we integrate practice and theory. So we have the need, a very important opportunity, and in order to implement this, we still need a forum, and this program ended up being the program Educate the Educators, which is the one that I'm going to be focusing on. The core purpose of the IGS is to provide the understanding and to promote the appropriate use of geosynthetic technology throughout the world. And in this particular case, it's important to highlight that the objective is not to promote the use of geosynthetics, is to promote the appropriate use of geosynthetics. The Geosynthetic Society has somewhere on the order of 4,000 members worldwide, and here is a view of the chapters of the society, including the members from the Hellenic Society, the IGS Chapter in Greece. And we cover the many different applications of geosynthetics, including those in unpaved roads, in erosion control, in hydraulic projects, in retaining walls, just to name a few. But we also cover the generation of other type of material, including pictures of projects, and this is the winner of one of those competitions. This is a mining project. This is another picture. This is a very, very steep liner system in a waste containment facility in Hong Kong. And the society provides an important forum for communication among the members. And this is a view of the roster, of part of the roster that I downloaded a few days ago from Greece. And as a member of the society, you also have access, free access to premier geosynthetics journals, geotextiles, and geomembranes. and Geosynthetics International. So if you want to become more familiar with the society, or perhaps you want to become a member of the society, I encourage you to visit the website of the IGS, www.geosyntheticsociety.org. Objectives of the EtE program. The main objective is that undergraduate education should include the offering of basic information on geosynthetics. And this is even if it is just a single 1-hour class within a 4-year program. 1-hour class in a 4-year program, and this is a challenge to all undergraduate civil engineering students. So the objective of this program is to make this challenge easy for the civil engineering faculty that are going to teach 1 hour perhaps a class on geosynthetics. So the program is focused on the university professor. Accordingly, the program will provide the material for immediate implementation of this introductory class on geosynthetics. But at the same time, we can go since we get together, we can go certainly beyond that. In addition, the program offers additional information on geosynthetic applications for implementation in upper level undergraduate courses, makes the professor feel comfortable with the material, offers information useful for advanced classes or even for graduate courses, and ultimately provides a forum for discussion. And within this program, there is discussion outlining the foundation for potential curricular changes to make it feasible to include the teaching of geosynthetics within the basic curriculum of civil engineering. The inaugural program of EtE Educators was held in 2013, and it was held in Cordoba, Argentina. Fast forward until 2019, and the latest program was held in San Diego, California, in November last year. This is a view of the 17 programs that took place worldwide across 6 different continents and in 14 different countries. And there is some additional 5 programs being planned. The next one in Brazil, but also Santiago, Chile, Bucharest in Romania, Colombia, and Honduras. The program was put together keeping in mind the different challenges when trying to implement geosynthetics education at the undergraduate level. To begin with, a very important hurdle is that geotechnical engineering professors ourselves, may have not been exposed to the basics of geosynthetics. Even though each chapter may organize some different nuances, they all follow reasonably similar templates, at least in their structure. The civil engineering professors that participate in the program receive some form of fellowship to cover the travel expenses, to cover the educational material that they will receive. And an important and crucial aspect for the success of this program has been that there is a very close interaction between the International Society, the IGS, the national chapter that puts together the program, and the industry leaders that are going to provide not only this financial support, but also the local educational framework and practical geotechnical input. The IGS provides the curriculum, but also we believe that it's extremely important that the curriculum and the program not be imposed from the top down, but it also facilitates enormously the context for local participation. In addition to providing the educational material, significant emphasis as part of the philosophy of the program is placed on the delivery of the material. On the International Society, the IGS, the responsibility is to recruit the EtE Educators instructors and to provide the educational content. The local chapter, with significant input from the local industry, provide the local organization, including identifying the venue, planning the educational material, promotion of the event, and the very important selection and promotion among the participating professors. Now, responsibilities from the financial support is more or less structured in the following way. At the international level, the IGS provides all the support that is needed for the instructors. Now, the local industry organizes itself in order to provide the support for the travel expenses for all participating university professors, to support the event, the venue, and to produce the educational material that is needed for the program. Let me walk you through the educational content of a typical Educate the Educator program. What you see here is the program for the first morning of that workshop. Each half day did have an introductory topic delivered to an audience of professors as I would deliver the class to undergraduate students. However, each topic, and in this case, this is shown in purple, topic 2, the focus was in the content, and we treated the audience as the colleagues that they are. But in addition to the introductory topics and the advanced topics, there were also discussion sessions, particularly focusing on the content and the delivery of the content. And in green, we have what we call support activities. In this particular case, for example, at 10:30 a.m., we had a workshop involving recognizing the different types of geosynthetic materials. Then in the afternoon on this first day, we have the topic 3, red, which was an introductory topic of what it could be a typical class in geotechnical design. In terms of support activities shown in green, we have case histories presented by the sponsors of the program. And also, notice that this is after dinner, we did have a technical tour in which we visited local laboratory that offer testing on geosynthetics. The first half day was on materials, the second half day was on the geotechnical focus. The third half day in red, the focus is on geosynthetics in roadway systems, and the fourth half day, the theme is geosynthetics in environmental protection. I would like to highlight the industry involvement. As we mentioned, the industry sponsors have been involved in providing the financial support to the local program, but also they were heavily involved in the educational and in the logistical activities. In addition to that, industry sponsors have provided case histories to the audience as part of the lecture program. Binders are compiled with a number of geosynthetic samples, all cataloged for use for educational purposes by the different attendees. And finally, the industry has also provided help in the coordination of experiential activities, including field visits and hand-on activities. We have compiled as case study the outcomes of the EtE programs that have taken place in one of the countries that have implemented it, in this particular case, Brazil. And we're very proud that they have already implemented 3 editions of the EtE program in 2016, which focused in the southeast portion of the country. In 2017, that focused on the northeast, and 2018, that focused on the southern portion of the country. There's a new one that will take place in 2020, later this year. Initially was planned to be done in person with focus on the central portion of the country, and now it's going to become the first online version of the EtE program. One of the outcomes that were used to assess the program was written by the attendees, in which they evaluated in a grade from 0 to 5 the quality of the program. This was a survey provided at the very end of each one of the programs, and here I'm showing you as an example the 2016 EtE program, very, very high rating. But the most important outcome of the program were not necessarily the evaluation of the attendees at the end of each one of the 2-day workshop, but a year later, there was a follow-up survey on whether they have actually implemented the material that they received. And this was the important outcome that we wanted to evaluate. Here on your left, you see the outcomes in the 2016 EtE program, where it shows in blue that over 60% in the period of 1 year They have already implemented the geosynthetics material that was provided during the workshop, and they have already implemented it in the existing disciplines. And in orange, we see that in the first year, some 16% even decided to create disciplines in geosynthetics, in this case, a technical elective course that focuses strictly on geosynthetics. On the right, we see the similar results of the survey, but in this case for the 2018 EtE program, where in blue it shows that 100% of the attendees have incorporated the material received as part of the workshop in their existing disciplines. So after having discussed the characteristics of the program, and in particular implementation in one of the countries, let me summarize objectives and the implementation of the objectives. So the primary focus of this program is not in advanced courses, it's strictly on undergraduate civil engineering courses. And the main objective that is narrow in the content but very broad in the reach is to provide material for immediate implementation of at least one class on geosynthetics, but offered to all, absolutely all civil engineering undergraduate students. Just to illustrate how this could be done, there are many different ways, but this is the way that I implemented at the University of Texas in Austin. Conclusions. After having completed 17 events worldwide, the programs have proved to be highly successful, particularly considering the continued high demand that exists on these programs, 5 of them right now in the planning for the next year or so. In addition to that, the educational outcomes that we have carefully crafted also show a very high implementation of the geosynthetics materials that we offer to the attendees in their home universities, and we're very pleased also with this particular outcome. In the broad aspect overall, the EtE program illustrates the benefits of establishing educational partnerships among the relevant stakeholders on a given geotechnical theme, and more specifically, in the case of the EtE program, it showcases the importance of having established a close collaboration among the IGS at the international level, the national chapter at the national level, and the local geosynthetics industry. And with this, on behalf of the International Geosynthetic Society, and also on behalf of very esteemed co-authors of this paper, merci, muito obrigado, thank you very much, Evharisto.